Example 6. Adults' tickets for the art museum cost $1.50 more than the children's tickets. One day, 200 adult tickets and 160 children's tickets were sold at the museum. The income from the adults' tickets was 30 less than twice the income from the children's tickets. How much does each type of ticket cost? Now for this particular problem, it's not a geometry, so there's no picture, and it's not a rate, time, distance. So we need to figure out what our equation is going to look like. This kind of relates back to your money problem when you have the number of each coin, or the seats problem where we were trying to figure out how many seats. But for this particular problem, we have some information up top here. It says adult tickets cost $1.50 more than a children's. So I might start taking some notes. Adults cost compared to a child. So the adults cost $1.50 more. So that would make child X and adults X plus 150. So then we find out that one day 200 adults tickets and 160 children's tickets were sold. So this part right here is the money. You would multiply that by the number of the tickets sold to get a total. So in this case, it would be 200 adults and 160 children. Well, that's great, and that's all the information this whole first part tells us. So let's look at the rest. It says the income from the adults' tickets. So what does this represent right here? If you're taking the amount of money per ticket times the number of tickets sold, that would represent income. So this right here would be the income from the adults' tickets. That income was. Do you remember what the word was corresponds to? Corresponds to an equal sign. So that tells me the income from the adults was 30 less than. So we know we're subtracting 30 from something because it's 30 less than twice the income from the children. So twice the income from the child. From there, it's just filling in these words. The income from the adults would be found from the 200 tickets times the X plus 150. The income from the child would be the 160 times the X. From there, you have your equation, so you need to solve down, and I got X equals 2.75. So let's go back and answer the question. How much does each type of ticket cost? Well, let's see. X represented, do you remember our little notation up here? X represented the cost of a child's ticket. So a child's ticket is $2.75. For the adults, let's look for the cost of the adults. We have that represented as X plus 1.5. So since X was 2.75, our adult ticket would cost $4.25.